Hi there, I'm Michelle, and welcome to today's Explainer. If you're over 50 and thinking about downsizing or moving to a new community, I know exactly how much thought and care goes into that decision. It's a huge emotional and logistical journey, isn't it? You're packing up years of cherished memories and planning for your beautiful next chapter. But as we start looking at the financial side of a move, there is one specific detail that so often gets overlooked. And well, that is exactly what we're going to dive into today. So, could selling your home actually unexpectedly increase your Medicare premiums? I know it sounds a little out there, right? But grab a cup of tea or coffee, get comfortable, and let's just walk through this together like friends. Because the short answer is yes, it absolutely can. But please don't worry. By the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly why this happens, and much more importantly, how you can easily and proactively plan for it. Okay, let's start with Section 1. What is Medicare IRMA? Now, I know financial acronyms can sometimes feel like an intimidating bowl of alphabet soup, but I promise you we are going to demystify this together. IMRMA simply stands for Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. That's a mouthful, but all it really means is that it's a surcharge added to your standard Medicare Part B and Part D premiums if your income happens to go above certain thresholds in a given year. It's really just a bracket system. And what I want you to remember and hopefully find really reassuring is that IMRMA doesn't affect most people in most years. It only comes into play when there's a significant jump in your income. There is a great point from our source material that hits the nail on the head. It says a significant one-time income event can push you into an IRMA bracket. Selling a home is exactly that kind of event. You see, when you sell a home, it can temporarily spike your reported income for that specific year. Understanding this connection ahead of time is exactly how you stay empowered and protect your hard-earned finances. Moving right along to Section 2, the capital gains connection. Don't worry, we are definitely not getting bogged down in heavy tax jargon today. We just need to understand the basic mechanics of how capital gains work when you sell your primary residence. The good news is the Section 121 exclusion limits are actually quite generous. A single filer can typically exclude up to $250,000 in profit from the sale of their home, and a married couple can exclude up to $500,000. Honestly, that covers a lot of homeowners. But the absolutely crucial point here is that if your profit happens to exceed those numbers, or maybe if you haven't lived in the home for 2 of the last 5 years, that excess profit becomes taxable income, and that excess taxable income is exactly what Medicare looks at. Now for Section 3, the 2-year look back. This brings us to a detail that catches so many wonderful people completely off guard. It's really just a simple administrative rule, but because it is so easy to miss, I want to make absolutely sure you know how it works so you aren't surprised down the road. Medicare doesn't actually look at your current year's income to set your premiums. They look 2 years back. So imagine you sell your home in 2025. You'll file your taxes for that sale the following year in 2026. Medicare then uses that tax information to set your premium for 2027. By the time that higher Medicare bill arrives in your mailbox 2 full years later, you might have completely forgotten the connection to your home sale. Section 4, the IRMAA cliff effect. I know the word cliff sounds a little bit intimidating, but please remember, education is empowerment. Understanding how this cliff works just gives you the tools you need to plan your sale effectively without all the stress. You see, the Medicare surcharge doesn't phase in gradually. It operates in rigid brackets. If your income crosses a threshold by even a single dollar, you fall completely into the next higher premium bracket. And that can add hundreds of dollars a month per person. This is exactly why timing is absolutely everything. A simple decision like delaying a closing from late December into early January shifts that home sale income into a completely different tax year. Literally, a tiny shift in timing can change your IRMA outcome entirely. Let's pivot to some really good news in Section 5, Smart Strategies for Homeowners. Here is the truly great news. You are entirely in control here. This is a completely manageable situation as long as you use a little bit of proactive planning. Let's look at 3 practical steps you can take right now before you even list your home. First, work with a CPA who specializes in real estate and Medicare. Not all of them do, so it's a fantastic question to ask up front. Second, strategize your closing timeline with your advisor to model the least costly scenario for your specific situation. And third, know your options. If you do get hit with an IRMAA surcharge, but your income has since dropped back down to normal, well, Medicare offers a formal life-changing event appeal process to get your premium recalculated. You always have options, and this surcharge is never permanent. Which brings us to Section 6, Coordinated Guidance and Support. Transitioning into a new home is a major life event, And getting the right support around you, it makes all the difference in the world. You do not have to figure all of this out on your own. The ideal professionals to have in your corner include a senior real estate specialist, or an SRES. They understand that your move is about the big picture, your Social Security, long-term care, and of course, your Medicare. And they don't work alone. They work right alongside real estate-savvy CPAs, financial advisors, and elder law attorneys. The goal isn't just to put a sold sign in your front yard, it's to ensure you receive comprehensive, coordinated guidance that protects your entire financial picture. Please remember, you are never alone in this process. The whole point of exploring these concepts together is to empower your next chapter, never to add pressure or worry. There are wonderful free resource libraries and community guides out there designed to help you understand everything from downsizing all the way to financial planning, and you can take it entirely at your own pace. As we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with this final empowering question to think about. Who is on your team to ensure your next move protects your financial future? Take your time, ask the right questions, and gather the trusted professionals who will support you best. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope this information brings you clarity, comfort, and a lot of confidence as you plan for your beautiful next chapter.